The first, watch out.
Look at this. Upton pops it up. Left side, Elvis Andrus is backpedaling. He is under it. He puts it away. The Texas Rangers have won a postseason series.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the top of the ninth inning. A 6-6 ball game with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Wasn't it 6-1 about 5 minutes ago? What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Oh, man, it's brutal. It's just brutal. I will say this, I don't think we have ever taken, Bruce Bochy's bullpen management for granted more than right now. I cannot say this has been a Skip masterclass in managing both the starting pitcher and the bullpen in tandem. The move that gets me is, Peyton Gray has obviously been really good this year. And Peyton Gray is a guy that I have hyped up and supported big time. And I just want to try and give an unbiased take here. I think if you're going to bring in Peyton Gray in that spot, in that seventh inning, give him a clean slate. I know Peyton Gray has come in some different situations. I know he's come in with base runners, but I mean, look, the wheels kind of fell off there for Evo a little bit. Unfortunately, he was cruising. And I feel like you had to go to Peyton Gray with some traffic. I wonder what it would have looked like had he had a clean inning. I know that maybe the expectation or some people are going to fire back with, dude, that's a part of his job. And you know what? You are correct, but this is a rookie. It doesn't matter how old he is. This is a rookie. I do think, man, it would have been nice to get Peyton Gray a clean inning, man. Booth's Baseball, totally disagree. We'll have to agree to disagree on that one. The comment was Bochy's bullpen management was 1,000 times worse. Yeah, I'd have to disagree with that. By and large, I think Bochy is a much better coach than Skip Schumacher and a much better manager of the bullpen. We keep on rolling. Appreciate you guys. We're going to finish this game out. Not the type of game we wanted to be hopping on here, man. An hour and a half ago, I was feeling great. Now we're all clenching up a little bit. And it is what it is. We are hopefully going to be able to be talking about a Rangers walk-off victory. That's the plan. It's about the only way you can do it at this point. What do we got for comments? Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Young is going to field this one. Fire over to first base. Berger got it. Trout is retired. Let's see. Yeah, look, Gray, the guy with inherited runners, I don't know what the numbers are with Peyton Gray. My point is, I just wish you could have seen that inning. What does he do with a total clean inning there instead of having to come on with traffic? I really feel like it goes a lot better with Peyton if you have the clean inning, especially for a rookie. But hindsight's 2020. You kind of thought Evo was going to go back out there and dominate. I will say this, unfortunately, Evo's outing got more extended than what it needed to be. Josh Young got eaten up by a ball that would have easily been double play and probably would have made it a lot simpler of an inning. Angels, by the way, Schanuel, he is 4 for 4 on the night, man. Not really a great hit. Kind of got jammed and just put it inside the foul line, man. I don't know how he got to that. Schanuel's on fire tonight. Angels have a runner in scoring position. The Evan Carter AB was bad. It was really bad. That's kind of what I say. You guys hear me say a lot. Like there's not enough feel. There's not enough feel sometimes. Like Cam Cauley, I know that his thing is hitting lefties, but you really didn't need to sub there, in my opinion. I know that Evan Carter against a righty, we want to get him in the game. Let's go with a little bit of feel. Cam had been having a pretty nice game. I mean, 1 for 3, had struck out once. I would have been okay letting Cauley have that. I don't think you're upgrading crazy in terms of the at-bat. You know, defensively, maybe you can make an argument. Cam, in the first inning, you know, he's definitely not seasoned out there in center field, but it's not bad. He took a pretty interesting route to a fly ball in the first, but that feels like forever ago. I don't think you're upgrading that much from Cam Cauley to Evan Carter right now. Now, the idea of Evan Carter against righties, yeah, absolutely. But the current situation with Evan Carter against righties, you're not improving that much in comparison to Cam Cauley. Evan Carter has not been good. He's not been good. You know, you had a lot of people, definitely today with the news that Josh Smith was demoted, a lot of people saying, why not Carter? And I do understand why they demoted Smith. I don't understand why they had him batting second the last 2 days and then demoted him today. That is a total head scratcher to me. Jacob Latz, man, what a filthy pitch there to get Soler. That bounced about a foot in front of the plate, and Soler powerless against the off-speed filth of Jacob Latz. I'm going to try and get to as many comments as I can, y'all. You know how it goes. I will get to everything I can, more so in the post game. I'll definitely lock in on some comments here and there, but I'm watching the game just like you, so cut me a little bit of slack, but you guys know post-game show will be locked in. Latz is going to step off here. Grissom up to bat. Grissom 1 for 4. Had a nice ball game last night for sure. What Angel didn't have a nice ball game last time out? My goodness. Brennan is hilarious. Yeah, don't worry, guys. Cole Winn is coming up next. You know what? Cole in 1 inning stretches has been really, really good. In 1 inning stretches, feels like every time Cole goes multi-inning is when he gets into trouble. That, to me, is when I start worrying about Cole Winn. He's actually been okay, it feels like, if you were just to allow him to pitch 1 inning instead of always having him go 2. Now, look, with a big series against the Stros, I don't know that they are going to only have Cole Winn go 1 inning. I think they are going to be pushing him for 2. They'll probably be wanting the 10th and the 11th if they can get to it. That's why you would love to end this game in the bottom of the 9th, man. Not have to burn any more arms for this Astros series coming up. Here's Latz. Strike 1. Grissom waves through an off-speed pitch below the zone. Yeah, look, Nacho, a meltdown. That's what happened. Elias Diaz in the game, by the way. I posted right before I got on the live. The Elias Diaz effect is very, very real. It's very, very real. Look, Higgy, 0-2 count. I don't know if you caught this earlier. Higgy, in an 0-2 count, was catching, got catcher's interference. You can't do that in an 0-2 count. Elias Diaz is better behind the plate. He can manage the running game better. In fact, teams steal about 50% less. They attempt 50% less steals when it's Diaz versus Higgy. And look, I do feel very strongly Diaz controls the staff better. I know Evo is dealing tonight. I think that we can definitely attribute a lot of that to Eovaldi. He was on tonight until that 7th inning when things went a little awry. He didn't have to have the final line that he did, but Peyton Gray not able to manage with runners on base coming in with those inherited runners. I just feel so much better when Elias Diaz is behind there. I mean, he could make a mistake tonight. It doesn't matter. Higgy has made so many over the course of the first 92, 93 games, whatever it is. I'll live and die with Diaz. That was a dangerous one, man. Latz left one hanging, and Grissom, fortunately, was way out in front. Let's go. What's good, everybody? Thank you for hanging out. We're on pins and needles right now, hoping Latsy can get us to the bottom half here. We are hoping and praying Latsy can do it for us. High fastball wasted, and it is a 2-2 count. Peraza, by the way, stole third base. And so you've got runner on third here. Got to be careful bouncing anything in the dirt. You don't want anything getting away. Comments are in the way. Oh, I got you. Yeah, here, I'll go comments off just for a little bit so you can see. For the people on the mobile app, I know most of y'all are on mobile right now. Some people I know watch it on the laptop or watch it on the TV, but for any of y'all on mobile, I kind of forget sometimes the comments block the batter, block the game day. Here we go. Man, tough AB. This really sucks that they are doing this to Latsy, man. They are making him throw pitches tonight. Really unfortunate. Lats is up to 37 pitches, man. There's no way he's going to be good for the Astros series. It just sucks. It was setting up so beautifully, man. Lats is at almost 40 pitches, man. He might be good for Sunday. There's no way he's pitching Friday or Saturday. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. I'm a little worried about this Astros series, y'all. I'm not trying to be negative, just trying to give you my unbiased take. I'm a little worried. You know, you've got the bullpen game with Quantrill. You've got the rocker game on the, at home, fortunately not on the road. But you got DeGrom on Sunday. That's nice. But you're not going to have Lats Friday or Saturday. Lats is getting a little wild right now, man. He is really missing high with this fastball. Diaz is getting his work, man. He is getting his work. Yeah, I don't know who else it's going to be. Hey, my guy, good to see you. It's been a while. Appreciate you hanging out, man. Pitch number 10 is a foul ball, and we are going to have a pitch 11 in this at-bat. Man, the Astros are just licking their chops right now with how many pitches Jacob Lats has had to throw. They are not going to see him Friday or Saturday. And Lats is going to lose Grissom. What an at-bat by Grissom. What an at-bat. And Lats is going to be at least, you would think, pretty dang close to 45 pitches by the end of this. First and third right now, 2 outs. Joe Adell, dangerous hitter in this series, Joe Adell, man. He has had a couple of big knocks. Tonight, he is 1 for 1. As an RBI. Oh, whoa. Whoa, what are we doing? Skip. What are we doing? What are we doing, Skip? What are we doing right now? Skip, no. Please, no, Skip. No. Oh. Look, I don't care. Cole Winn, he'll probably get out of it. Just because this has been the weirdest freaking team. One of the weirdest Rangers teams I've ever watched. But Skip, why are we taking out Jacob Lats with the game on the line? Why are we doing this, Skip? Why? Oh, my heart is in pain right now, man. It is in pain. Look, Cole is probably going to come through here just because baseball. Baseball, man. Like, it's not going to shock me, but wow, this feels wrong. I don't even really have words beyond what I've already said. It's hard for me to process this move. He's at 40-something pitches already. That absolutely sucks. That absolutely sucks that he's already at 40 pitches, but man, Skip, go ahead and let him ride the rest of the way. I'm living and dying with him. You've already burned him for Friday and Saturday. One more batter is not going to do anything, man. It's not. You've already burned him for Friday and Saturday. He's not pitching Friday or Saturday. He's thrown 40-plus pitches. You might have him for Sunday. And even if you threw him for one more batter, you might have him for Sunday anyways. Big moment for Cole Winn, man. Let's try and get behind him here. Let's try and get behind the guy. I know a lot of y'all aren't feeling great right now. I'm not either. Let's try and get behind this man. Adell versus Winn. Pitch number 1 incoming. Come on, Cole. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm so torn. I'm torn. You guys know I'm rooting for the win. I'm rooting for the out, but it's like it's like you don't want this to work out for Skip. This is a stupid move. This is a stupid move, but I hope Cole does amazing here and gets the out, but it's a stupid move. And I will say that regardless of what happens here. Regardless. This is a dumb move. I hope Cole Winn somehow makes Skip look good here. And you know that's what all the apologists are going to say if they get out of this. It's not a good move. He got out of it. There you go. He got out of it. I don't care that he got out of it. I really don't, y'all. Cole, this is Cole freaking Winn. That's who gets the credit here. Terrible freaking decision. I don't care. Every squirrel finds a nut, man. Everybody gets lucky. It is not a good decision to pull your best arm in the spot with the game on the line. I don't care that Cole Winn got the out. It's not. That ball was hit 109. Agreed. I saw that too. That ball was freaking smoked. But you know there's going to be people. It worked. The Skip apologists, I don't know many, but the Skip apologists, you know, will be loudly saying, man, it worked. It worked. Nevertheless. Hey, Sed, is this your show or mine? I'm just asking for a friend, my guy. Is this your show or mine? Oh, okay. Got you. Got you. Skip was that close to having the worst managed night ever. It doesn't change anything. It changes nothing. It literally. I don't care that it worked out. It's not a good decision just because it worked out. It's not a good decision just because Cole Winn gotten out there. I totally agree with a couple of the comments. That ball was freaking smoked. Cole Winn, to me, is definitely one of those good dudes that you root for. Give him all the credit in the world. Give him all the credit in the world. Rangers better walk it off now or we aren't winning this game. Cole Winn in extra innings, I did say, man, taking it to a second frame for Cole Winn worries me. Now, he only had one batter there, but I will admit, ghost runner rule and just the second frame for Cole, I don't love it. You guys know I hate the ghost runner rule with the passion. I hope we don't have to see it. So, Steve, I'm 1,000% with you. I surely hope that we can walk it off right now. Kirby Yates in the game, former Ranger. Osuna's going to take one right down the pipe. He doesn't swing first pitch very often, Alejandro. Hey, how about a walk-off home run for Alejandro? That'll change my mood very, very quickly. That will change my mood very, very quickly. Osuna! Base knock, baby. My guy. Not a home run, but my guy. Alejandro Osuna. We'll take it. He just gets on base. 105 off the bat. He just gets on base. Lopez pinch hitting. Lopez pinch hitting here. Smart move. Now, Osuna, you wonder if they're going to get a little creative here. Osuna does have some good speed. You wonder if Nicky Lopez is going to bunt here. Yeah, I do feel like Skip is probably thinking about a bunt right now. Osuna does have speed, but I don't know if you want to steal him. You could do a little hit and run. They tried to do a hit and run with Alejandro earlier. He really had a great at bat, man. He was protecting Cam Cauley out there who was doing wind sprints. Like, look, Osuna definitely has a little bit of speed to him, but I don't know if you want to straight up steal him here. So they might go ahead and bunt. Defense is set up. I think Lopez has got the look. Yeah, he does. He takes ball 1. He had the look just standing there. You could kind of tell. Look, Nicky, he's been, I would say, 50-50 with bunts this year. He's laid down some beauties, but he has had some ABs where he's asked to bunt. It hasn't gone great. Oh, no. Get down. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, geez. Pop bunt, by the way, if you missed it. Bunt went straight up in the air. The pitcher couldn't quite get to it. Oh. All right, 1-1. Lopez up to bat right now, being asked to sacrifice Osuna to second. Langford, Nimmo, Young coming up afterwards. You really do love the chances there. Langford and Nimmo back-to-back with an RBI op. We'll take it. Nice bunt. That'll work. Osuna down to second. You're not worried about Osuna scoring on any kind of base hit. I mean, look, a scorcher to left field, tricky, but pretty much anywhere else, Alejandro, you feel pretty good about him getting home. He's not Evan Carter speed, but he's kind of sneaky quick, man. He's got some wheels. Big moment for Wyatt here. Walk-off potential. Brian, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Wyatt, no 1-0 count. Should I cash out? What's the bet? Pitch number 2, 1-0. Kirby's going to step off, kind of fakes Osuna. Fakes to Osuna to second. 1-0 count. Big game, James. Good to see you. Yeah, look, it's a weird division this year, my guy. You know this. It is a weird division. Nobody wants to take it over. It's going to be a big weekend for the Rangers against the Astros, though. Big weekend. Come on, Wyatt. Let's go, baby. That pitch is a tough one, man. That's right, almost right down the pipe. Come on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a long drive. Deep to left. It's off the wall. Osuna comes around to score. The Rangers win it. Wyatt Langford in his first game back from the IL walks it off for Texas. Cue the I Like Texas music. Hello, win column. Wyatt Langford has won it. The Rangers avoid a near catastrophic meltdown, and they beat the Angels 7-6-9. They win the series 2-1. They head into the Silver Boot this weekend with some momentum. Wyatt freaking Langford, baby. It was a rough game for him so far. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, man. He was not having a good night. But it only takes one swing, and that one swing wins the game for the Rangers. Let's go, man. Let's freaking go. Too soon, Colts fan. Too soon, man. The comment was, I hope Wyatt doesn't get hurt in the celebration. Me too. Take it easy on the guy. Take it easy on the guy. Hey, who started the rally in the 9th inning, though? Am I right? Who started the 9th inning rally? Osuna and Nicky Lopez. Nicky knocks. No knock in the 9th this time, but man, a beautiful bunt to get the runner over to second. You're just playing beautiful baseball in that 9th inning, aren't you? Perfectly executed. Your leadoff hitter gets on, you bunt him over to second, and your best hitters come up and get the job done. Just like Skip predicted it would all work out. Just like Skip planned it, baby. Am I right? Cole Winn replaces Jacob Latz in the 9th inning to get the 3rd out to send it to the bottom half. Just like Skip planned it. Come on now. Shoot, dude. You know what? I'll take a win. I will take a win. There's a lot that you could break down in this game. It shouldn't have to come to this with the freaking Angels, man. The Angels. What are we doing with the Angels, man? Why is this team like the late 90s Yankees whenever we play them? I mean, look, you get it. It's actually more us just playing like the Bad News Bears. Well, why is this team such a problem? Why? It was 6-1. It was 6-1. Evo is cruising. It's criminal he doesn't get a win tonight. Ridiculous. Oh, what a game, y'all. What a game. Yes, sir. That is the way baseball go. I have no words for this game. Well, I mean, you know better. I'll have some, but I am stunned just how this game went. You had the high-flying Justin Foscue raking 6-1 lead, and you just totally blow it in that 7th inning. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, Patrick, what's good, man? Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. I have the same thing going on with my little ones. My little boy is almost at the spot where he can hang out and watch a game. Not quite there yet, man. He probably is good for 4 or 5. Hopefully in a couple of years he'll be able to watch all 9, but I feel you on that one. That's too bad you had to miss it. It's too bad. Oh, interdivision rivalry, always going to play hard. I think there's some hard feelings between the teams. Yeah, absolutely. You're a Skip convert after tonight? Skip, the maniacal, diabolical genius, hitting all the right buttons in the control center. That's Skip Schumacher tonight. Look, I don't care. You don't take Jacob Latz out there. I don't even care. I'll fight people on that, man. I will fight people on that. You don't take Jacob Latz out there, your all-star closer. Come on now. Come on now. You don't take Latzy out there. He's already not going to be used on Friday or Saturday. The Rangers won in spite of some of Skip's decisions. I know that Skip comes out, looking like a rose, but shoot. It don't feel like it needed to be this tough. I really don't. I really don't. Let's get into the post-game show, man. Let's get into the post-game show. The high misses were concerning. You know what? They're probably going to come out with something post-game. Yeah, he was complaining about a little bit of like soreness or fatigue or something. There's going to be something, man. There's going to be something. What a game from Evo. Totally agree with this. Totally agree with this. What a game indeed. Tyler, nail-biting game. Yes, sir. Marshall, look, Skip is definitely still learning. He's still green. I know he got some experience with the Marlins. He's still a little green in my book. Not Skip's fault that the bullpen crapped itself. Yeah, I mean, I understand he's not the guy throwing the pitches, but man, I just did not love how he employed Gray there. I know that Gray is the 7th inning guy. Actually, Gray is technically the 8th inning guy, right? And I know you don't have Junis. I just feel like there's a lot that you could have done differently in that sequence. You know, you could have allowed Peyton Gray to have a clean inning there in the 7th to begin with the clean inning. not have to come in with runners on base with no outs. I mean, what, it was first and second, nobody out before Evo got pulled. I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Wasn't that the circumstance? Okay, so we're in the top of the 7th. We had a catcher interference, and that was the Higgy call. We had a catcher interference 0-2 to start off the top of the 7th. That sucks, right? Top of the 7th, Kyle Higashioka. It's an 0-2 count, and Higgy can't get his glove out of the way. That is on the catcher. So that sucked. Then you had the walk after that. In my humble opinion, regardless of the catcher interference, I think you have to pull at that point. Evo allows a base runner on, even though it's Higgy's fault. I think you got to pull at that point. You really want to allow one more guy to get on, and then whoever you bring in has got to deal with 2 runners on base and nobody out? To me, I definitely think, Brian, it was okay to let him start the inning. But I do think once you allow the base runner, that's probably the time to pull, so you're not bringing in a Peyton Gray rookie with 2 runners on and nobody out. That's me. Yeah, Steve, look, I think this is my tweet about, an hour ago, right when it happened. It's like the Elias Diaz effect is really, really real. Like, there is a night and day difference when Diaz is catching back there. Night and day difference when Diaz is catching. That 0-2 catcher's interference is just putrid. I know that everybody makes mistakes and yada, yada. That is just a putrid error there. It's a putrid error. Second time they walked it off against Yates. Sorry, Kirby. Sorry, Curbs. Diaz does need to be the full-time starter. No problem with sending Smith to AAA for Foscue. Look, I don't have any issue with Josh Smith going to AAA. I know that some Rangers fans do. I don't. I just don't understand. Ethan, I know you're on the same page with me on this. We were talking about this last night. Why are you batting Josh Smith second and then demoting him the next day? That makes no sense. That is freaking backwards, man. Why do you have the guy number 2 in your lineup getting demoted the very next day? Like, it's almost like Skip and CY weren't on the same page there. Otherwise, why are you giving a guy that you know you're going to demote, 2 whole reps? That makes literally no sense to me. Osuna batting second, I would have 100% been okay with that. 100% would have been okay with that. Go get Jeffers from the Twins. They got to get somebody. They need a bullpen arm like yesterday, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. They need a bullpen arm. Who doesn't play versus righties, assuming Osuna can play first? Osuna, Jock, Nimmo, Carter, Langford, Berger. Give me a little more. Give me a little more here. It's tough on the live sometimes, man. I'm sorry if I'm being slow. Bringing in Alexander knowing Adell was on the bench was wild. Yeah. Yeah. Ethan, thank you. Like, I didn't even get to this yet, but, let's go to that moment, right? This is the Skip stuff we're talking about. It all gets forgotten because they won the game, but, you have Peyton Gray in, and at that point, it was Lowe who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, right? So Peyton Gray was going to face Josh Lowe, and Josh Lowe, I mean, obviously, he's not having the worst year you've ever seen, but he's 211 with a 611 OPS. And Peyton Gray, maybe Skip felt like he was tiring, but to bring in Alexander knowing that they have Adell on the bench, that's another move where I would rather have Peyton Gray versus Josh Lowe than have Tyler Alexander versus Joe Adell. I would much rather have that. So that definitely is one, Ethan, that I had in my mind too. We keep rolling. Oh, okay. Langford center, Carter right, Berger, Jock. Where does Osuna slide in? Osuna's gonna miss some playing time, man. It's unfortunate, but I don't think there's any way around it. I think Alejandro Osuna is gonna be odd guy out. Now he'll be bench guy. He'll be a bench guy for sure, but I think he is going to be odd guy out. I don't think Osuna is going to be an everyday player anymore. Obviously he was tonight. So maybe you're going to see him against lefties more than righties, which is weird, but that's what the club has chosen with Evan Carter. Now, I do think if Evan Carter continues to slide, I think that you're going to see Osuna probably slide back to left field and see Langford maybe slide back to center. I don't think the club wants to play Langford in center, but I don't know if they're going to have a choice if Evan Carter continues to do what he did tonight, which is not look good against righties or lefties. I mean, Evan Carter, I know he had the home run in Cleveland, but he's a bit of a black hole right now. I mean, he is 3 for his last 16. One of those is the home run. Over his last 15 games, 9 for 38. I mean, I don't know. I think Evan is definitely going to get a long runway. The club really likes Evan. A lot of fans do. I like Evan, but man, it does feel a bit wrong leaving Osuna out in the cold, who's actually been a contributor with the bat. I know that everybody knocks on him for not having enough pop. You don't need everybody in the lineup to have pop. You need guys like Osuna. I've made that point a number of times. I know some of you guys have as well. So I do think Osuna, is definitely going to probably, unfortunately, get knocked out of his everyday role. I would agree. Osuna over Carter would be my choice. I think Evan is a nice piece off the bench. Clearly, you can put him in as a defensive substitute late. Makes me sad to say that out loud because this guy obviously was a top prospect and has a lot of potential, 2023 legend, but I don't see Evan Carter really viably being this everyday guy in his current state. It's just not working. I hope he turns it on. I'll be very, very happy if he does, because if Evan Carter starts raking, it's on. It's on. But I really would rather have Osuna's bat in the lineup right now. And you know what? I know Osuna's defense is the first thing everybody likes to clown on. Look, you can deal with Osuna in the one or two plays every once in a while that he makes a mistake on or doesn't get a good jump on. Shoot, we have Josh Young as one of the worst defensive third basemen in the league, and we deal with him because the bat's awesome, right? So if we can do it with Josh Young, I don't understand why we can't logically apply the same thing with Evan Carter. Move Wyatt Langford over to center. I know he's fragile and injury prone. Keep Osuna in left field. That would be my thing. I think Wyatt is probably going to get babied a little bit. I don't think they want to throw him back in center field. Maybe. I just don't want to lose Osuna's bat. I really don't, but I think it's going to happen. Carter's swing looks totally different from 2023. The confidence level, right? The confidence level. Gray has been solid. I don't know why we would suggest Peyton Gray go down. I just don't think Peyton Gray got set up well. I mean, look, it is a 6-1, 6-2 ball game when he comes in. It's just hard. You're coming in with 2 runners on and no out. You instantly have traffic. He's a rookie. I know he's 30 years old, but he's a rookie. It's tough. He's done it before. It's definitely a situation that he's got to learn to adjust to. But if it's me, I'm probably going to Peyton Gray once Higgy commits the catcher's interference. I'm not allowing another guy to get on base, and then I bring in the inexperienced arm. That's another choice to me that was a little bit suspect. Osuna would love for him to be every day. You guys don't need to hear that from me. You already know. I would love to see Osuna maintain his spot in the lineup, but I just feel like he's going to be odd man out. I really do. I don't think he's really worked. Maybe he's worked on the first base thing. That's why they sent him down, right? The first time. It was such a farce too, man. He barely played first base When they demoted Osuna, a month ago, he didn't hardly play first base. I think he played like 2 games at first base out of like 10. Like, he wasn't really learning first base down there. I don't know if he's still been working on it behind the scenes or what, but yeah, I know that this is the argument, but it's just so mind-boggling. To me, the people that continue to bring up Evan Carter's WAR as a defense for keeping him in, I would just submit: are you watching the games? Like, are we watching the at bat that Evan Carter just took? That's like in almost every game occurrence where Evan Carter just has a, I mean, to use your expression, WTF at bat. Like, Evan Carter just does not look himself at the plate. I don't care how good the defense is. The only thing that's keeping the WAR up is the defense. And you know what? If Evan Carter is striking out with the game on the line, like he did tonight, I don't care if he flags down a difficult ball in center field. Like, the catch that he got injured on was the perfect example, right? In that Boston game where Evan Carter suffered the oblique injury, he had an opportunity with runners in scoring position right before the catch, and he totally whiffed on it, didn't succeed, and he hasn't succeeded a lot with runners in scoring position this year. Very next inning, he makes the nice sliding catch. You tell me what's more valuable. Would it have been more valuable for him to come through with runners in scoring position in that game? Or would it have been more valuable for him to make that sliding catch with nobody on and nobody out? I just kind of get tired of the people that are just buried in the Fangraphs page when it comes to Evan Carter. Watch the games. It doesn't matter that Evan Carter plays a good center field. He doesn't hit. He doesn't hit. It's not even like he hits a little. He doesn't hit at all. There's no reason to keep Evan Carter in. Stop with the defense, man. Please. Stop. Like, it's not worth it. The bat being completely out of whack is way more important to this conversation than the defense that he gives you out in center field. You know what else always pisses me off about this Evan Carter Osuna debate? I don't think there's any doubt who has the higher ceiling. It's Evan Carter. Evan Carter has the higher ceiling. Osuna's playing better right now, but Evan Carter has the higher ceiling. Evan Carter coming into this season was supposed to be a really legitimate bat for the Rangers. And now we're just good with him being defensive specialist? I just can't even believe how much fans are willing to lower the bar with Carter. This guy was supposed to be an offensive contributor legitimately this year. And now we're just good because he can play defense well? And I don't care. Wyatt Langford, we've talked about this all day long. Wyatt Langford, in comparison to Evan Carter, is maybe one tick below, if that. And some people would make the argument that Wyatt Langford is the better fielder. I would. He has better reaction times. He has better jumps. Wyatt Langford is the better center fielder, in my mind. And I think that there's a very legitimate argument for that. The people that think that that sounds crazy, you're not paying attention. Wyatt Langford, if you want to say Evan Carter is better, it's like Wyatt Langford's a 9.9 and Evan Carter's a 10. That's as much as I'll give you. It is not that far of a difference. And that's why I say, if it's not that big of a difference, you move Wyatt to center and you keep Osuna in the lineup, who's actually helping you win ball games with the bat. And stop burying yourself in the Fangraphs page when it comes to Evan, please. Watch the games. And by the way, I'm cheering for Evan Carter. I want to see him do well. It's not going well right now. Evan Carter could have really benefited from a 1 to 2 week stay in Round Rock. He didn't get that opportunity. I think they mismanaged that whole thing, by the way. I think they should have just promoted Cam Cauley and left Evan Carter down in the minor leagues. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. I remember how they had to DFA Kellenic It's like, I don't understand why they didn't just keep Kelenic. They re-signed him anyways. Kelenic is back with the AAA team. I don't know if you got that update or not. It made no sense to me. Keep Kelenic, promote Cawley, and then after that, you can go ahead and you can do the Evan Carter thing. You could have done some different things with DFAs, man. You really could have. They DFA'd Joe Ross on the same day. You could have DFA'd Joe Ross and brought up Cawley. That would have been just fine. You didn't have to DFA Kelenic to bring up Cawley because you DFA'd Kelenic and you DFA'd Joe Ross on the same day. That made no sense to me. Evan Carter needs to get right. The swing needs to get right, and I don't know if it's going to happen on the fly at the major league level. Even if you're the biggest Evan Carter apologist, don't you agree? You think that this is going to get better just by him swinging his way out of it? Like, I don't know. I really want to see Evan do well. I think everybody's rooting for that. Nobody's not rooting for that. Everybody wants to see him do well. But it's not going well right now. Yep. Decisions that make sense to us don't make sense to the front office. Yeah. Leave Evan Carter on his rehab assignment. You DFA Joe Ross to make room for Cam Cawley. You didn't have to DFA Kelenic. Let Kelenic stay up with the club while Carter stays down and gets his swing right. Ultramodern, I don't want to believe this, but like I've already tweeted. Well, I've already tweeted on this so many times. I've already posted on this so many times. Like, I find myself getting less upset with Evan and more upset with the club for mismanaging him at this point. I just think it's a total mismanagement of Evan Carter by the front office and the coaching staff. First of all, they continued to let him face the lefties. That was, I think, definitely an admirable decision. Something that a lot of us wanted to see happen. It wasn't working. You pivot. And they did pivot. They probably needed to get the bat down to AAA, AA a lot sooner than what they did. They waited for the injury. They shouldn't have waited for the injury. It's not going great right now. Want to see him get right. Really do. Foscue has been incredible. Moving on to another guy who was a first-round draft pick. Foscue's been incredible. I think that it is a great example of what happens when you give a prospect runway. Both Osuna and more so Foscue, I think, are perfect examples of that. Like last year, Osuna barely played. He played here and there, and it's just not a great runway last year in 25 for him. And so he doesn't really do a whole lot. You give Alejandro Osuna everyday ABs, he's looking like a pro up there. Like, he's not giving away ABs even when he gets out. He's not giving them away. Foscue, to me, is, another guy. He needed to find a lane, and you found the lane, and now he's raking. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. We talked about Blaine Krim on the show the other night. Blaine Krim now playing for the NC Dinos over in Korea. Blaine Krim never got a runway. He had like 12 plate appearances with Texas. Didn't get a hit. Everybody decided he sucked. Or what was it? One hit? I don't even know. He got 12 plate appearances. Everybody decided he was terrible. Then he went and hit like 5 bombs with Colorado. They decided to let him go. I'm not saying Blaine Krim turns into a superstar, but it's just an example of when you get a runway, a lot of guys definitely benefit from that. Doesn't mean they turn into an all-star. Let's hear from Skip.
Trusted training staff, and the training staff did an amazing job with him. And that last at bat was crucial. Obviously, we don't win that game without Wyatt Langford, but there was great at bats all day long. We hit the ball as hard as we've hit it all year against a really good Detmers pitcher. Struck us out, 14, 15.
And to be clear, Detmers, he's got an ERA over 4. Now it's even worse. So I know Detmers had a great game against us. Detmers is nothing that special. He's just not.
But for Colwyn to come through there, especially considering some of the outings he's had recently, just what does that do for him?
Yeah, we had to go to Lats a little earlier than we probably wanted to, unfortunately. Gray just didn't have the changeup tonight, and we kind of put ourselves in a tough spot there. And so we had to go to Lats kind of in the 8th and 9th inning, getting pitched. And
That 0-2 catcher's interference call was just so bad, man. It was just so bad.
So we had to go with somebody
Higgy, I do think the days are numbered. I really do. I think Higgy's days with the club are numbered.
But we'll take the out. There's no doubt about it.
The win makes
Almost like 7th inning on, if Higgy got the start, you want to put in Diaz. Like, I know Skip has gotten into the habit of doing like 8th, 9th inning. You almost want to throw Diaz in there in like the 7th inning, man.
The way he pitched, he told me before the game, "You're not taking me out tonight." So I kind of figured he was going to go. You know, the distance, the way he was going, and watching him, the split was great. He was throwing 98 miles an hour at times, 97, 98. So the velo was the best that I've seen it. Last outing, he had a couple of them, but this outing was the best velo I've seen. So he was really, really good. You know, the unfortunate part.
Cal Quantrill going 7. Yeah, I doubt that. Yeah, Skip always does. I don't love the overglazing of the starting pitching, the opposition starting pitching. Detmers is nothing that special, man. He had like a 4.15 ERA. I know what he did to us last time out. Detmers is nothing that special, man. He really isn't. I'd love a Weaver trade, Jerry. I really would. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd love that trade. It's the boy Nate. What's good? Yes, it was a nice win tonight. Nice win tonight.
8 days, feels good. He did not want to come out of the game, obviously. Had to kind of grab the ball. I get it. He wanted to finish it. That's who he is, and he deserves it. I just didn't want to go past, but he'll be available. Obviously not tomorrow, but he's thrown 30-plus pitches before and wanted to pitch the next day.
I like that. Latz was a little pissed off that Skip was taking the ball from him. It was a stupid move. Latz needed to finish that inning. I'm glad Cole Winn got out of it. He gave up an Adam ball. Fortunately, Evan Carter right there, right on it. Man, that ball was smoked by Adell. That ball was freaking smoked by Adell. Again, the apologists, you know, hey, it worked. The 9th inning taking out Latz, bro, it worked. What are you complaining about? Just because it worked doesn't mean it was the best decision. I'm sorry. I know some people, it's hard to think that way. It's hard to think outside of the box in that regard. You know, just because it's a, you know, thing that works out doesn't mean it was a good decision, right? Let me give you a perfect, like, realistic example. Just because I'm going 90 plus on the freeway and I make it on time to work, that doesn't mean that was the best decision. Hey, that may or may not have happened once or twice. Once or twice might be a little generous, right? I mean, just because it works out doesn't mean it was the best decision. I don't know why that's a foreign concept to some people, but it is. Like, there's some people that are going to just say, hey, it worked out, so it was a good call. I disagree. We can agree to disagree. Cole Winn, give him all the credit. He came in, he got an out. Granted, I wouldn't say that he really won the battle against Adell. That was an Adam ball, but you know what? You get it a little lucky sometimes. You get a little fortunate. Joe Adell punishes a Cole Winn pitch right to Evan Carter. Right to Evan Carter. And we all go home happy, right? Thanks to Wyatt Langford as well. I thought that Wyatt pitch was making it out. I really thought that was going to make it out of the ballpark. If it's stupid, but it works, it's still stupid. Exactly. It doesn't make it smart just because it worked out for you. But some people are just going to fight you to the death on that. And, you know, I'll battle it out a little bit. But eventually we agree to disagree. We move on. I did think Wyatt was going to sneak that one over the fence for sure. John, it's really a fall from grace that's unprecedented. I mean, Evan Carter was our top prospect, man. And now he's batting 182 with a sub 300 OBP. It's not good. Very troubling. Very, very troubling. And you know what? Again, you can cherry pick the Fangraphs page when it comes to Evan. And I'm cheering for him, but I think you got to dig a little deeper than the Fangraphs page. I know we can say, hey, his OPS is only a little bit lower than Osuna's. Well, yeah. I mean, Osuna has 1 home run and Evan Carter has 7. But, Evan Carter's home run that he hit a few days ago or whatever it was in the Cleveland series, I mean, that's not like a home run that has a ton of meaning behind it. I think it was in a blowout game and it really was inconsequential. Look, he does have more pop than Osuna, no doubt. But I don't think that Evan Carter's bat right now is going to be keeping him in the lineup eternally. I think eventually the club will get to a breaking point where it's not working. And I hope that it doesn't get to that because I do really like Evan Carter a lot. Carter Garate, a name to know. Oh, I know Carter Garate very well. Watched Carter Garate's first AAA home run. For those of you that don't know, I'm out in Vegas. AAA comes out here. Round Rock comes out here for, a 6-game series. I got to see that first home run, man. Carter Garate. Hopefully he continues to rise through the ranks. That was a fun game. And then he got a base knock like the very next time. We keep rolling. Tarps off was fun. I wonder how long the tarps off is going to last. I wonder how long that's going to last. We'll see. Look, it's fun when they're winning. When they're getting their butts kicked 13-1, I can't say the tarps off like hits a whole lot for me, but man, yeah, I think he'll probably get a promotion. I think he probably will get a promotion. At the present, I'd rather run with Cauley over Carter in center field. Gives Osuna more chances, maybe a little bias. Yeah, I'm biased too. I mean, I love Cam Cauley. You guys know that. Big Cam Cauley fan. Big Osuna fan. I'd rather Evan Carter just figure out how to hit the baseball consistently well. Like, I mean, that's honestly the best fix here. The best fix is Evan Carter becomes like a shade of 2023. I don't need him to be just like he was in the playoffs in 23, but can we just get like a step down from that? Can we get a tier down from that? I'll be good with that. The best solution is Evan Carter starts raking or at least starts hitting like an average hitter. And then you know what? Osuna, I know it sucks, but he might be relegated to more of a platoon role, and that's okay. I do think they need to give Osuna first base reps. Jake Berger, I think is still going to be an everyday guy mostly, but you know what? It'd be nice to sneak Osuna in there every once in a while to give Berger a day off against a tough righty. You can always use Berger off the bench, but we know Berger hits lefties pretty well. And look, he had a nice hit today against a lefty, but Berger does struggle sometimes against tough right-handed pitching. Wouldn't it be nice to plug Osuna in there? Osuna throws left, so you're not going to play him anywhere else besides outfield or first base. I would love that. Hey, David, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. We talking about Evan Carter? Yeah, I mean, look, right now he doesn't, if that's who you're talking about, man. He just does not have it right now. You'd love to see him figure it out. Osuna at first base, I think, would be wise. Again, Berger is definitely your lead homer, lead RBI guy, right? Nobody's saying, hey, put Berger and Osuna in a platoon. I don't think that would be smart. Let Jake Berger face, the fifth starter of the A's that happens to be right-handed. Like, let Berger hit off of mediocre to below average righties. But, if you got to go up against, a Brian Wu, or you got to go up against a Bryce Miller, some of the Mariners' top arms that are right-handers, for example, maybe you throw Osuna out there for a game and you give Berger a day off. That, to me, is what I would do. We keep going. Carter is a major leaguer with one minor league game. It was AA. And he has his best hit of the year there. Garate, yeah. Absolutely. Also, some MLB news. The Royals are putting a high asking price for Waka and Lugo. One of those guys might be, I could see one of those guys potentially being a trade target for Texas. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I do think that the Rangers are going to pursue starting pitching help. I really do. Lulu, what's good? It's good to see you. Feels like it's been a second. I know I probably have missed your comment or something, but appreciate you hanging out. Great to see you as always. Osuna is one of my favorites for sure. Seeing him at first base, getting a little platoon with Berg, That would be awesome. You know, you can put him obviously in the lineup against lefties if you don't like Carter there. Be great. I don't know what the contracts are for Waka and Lugo, but I feel like those are two dudes that CY would probably enjoy having on the team. I just think you don't need to have a dude that's lights out. I told you guys about this. And Eyes on the Ball, I don't know if you guys follow Eyes on the Ball on X, on Twitter. Go follow. Great account. Love his stuff. Think he does Rangers, but then the other DFW sports too. He posted a side-by-side of Gore and Patrick Corbin this year. And Patrick Corbin is a more valuable pitcher than Mackenzie Gore this year. And we lit up Patrick Corbin in Toronto, right? Pat Corbin is actually having a better year than Mackenzie Gore. And it got me thinking about Pat Corbin. He was a very polarizing figure among Rangers fans. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not going to a final point of trade for Patrick Corbin. So hear me out. It got me thinking, though, consistency. Patrick Corbin, 30 starts for the Rangers in 2025. 30. Full season of starts. I mean, he was a pillar of consistency. He never went on the IL. 30 starts for us. And what you had was 3 outings out of 30 where Patrick Corbin gave up 5 earned runs or more. Patrick Corbin gave up 5 earned runs or more 3 times out of 30. Mackenzie Gore in 2026 has already surpassed that total. Mackenzie Gore has given up 5 earned runs or more 4 times already, with 3 months of season to go. And so let me bring this full circle. We're talking about trading for starting pitchers. I don't need to go get Tarek Skubal. I like Tarek Skubal. I don't need to go get a lockdown ace. I just need a dude that I can pitch in game 3 that is going to give me a consistent outing. I can trust that he's not going to have a complete meltdown out there on the bump. With Mackenzie Gore, I don't trust that right now. And I don't think anybody should. You have no clue what you're getting out of Gore from start to start. No clue. And to me, that is the issue. When you're in a playoff game, you don't want to be wondering, is Gore going to totally have a meltdown in the 3rd inning? By the way, somebody was like clapping back at me because I said that the Rangers melted down. If you lose a 6-1 lead, that is a meltdown. I'm sorry. It can still be a meltdown and you win the game. That was a meltdown. You're up 6-1 against the worst team in baseball and you give up a 5-run lead. That's a meltdown. Yeah, you won the game. You overcame the meltdown, but that's a meltdown. I already got people clapping back at me. I got the notifications coming down on the screen. Dude, maybe don't post this, especially if they end up winning the game. No, it's a meltdown if you blow a 5-run lead to the worst team in baseball. It's a meltdown. Yeah, going back to Gore, though, can he still be a useful arm out there in the bullpen? Yeah, he was supposed to be more. But I'll take useful innings eater out of Gore. I don't trust him in a game 3. Now, going to David's comment. The comment from TikTok from David was, like, what do we have to trade? The Rangers have tradable prospects down on the farm. They do. It depends on what you're trying to go get. Now, if you want to go get one of the top targets out there, you're probably going to have to give up one of your best, either Scarborough or Walcott. Now, for Lugo or Waka, I don't know if you're going to have to give up Scarborough or Walcott. If you want to go get Tarek Skubal, one of those dudes is definitely going to be the asking price, and I'd prefer it be Scarborough. I like Caden Scarborough a lot, by the way. So I don't love talking about this stuff because I love some of the minor leaguers that we have. It's so fun following them, and I get invested. But I just think if you have a choice between the two, keep Walcott if you can, instead of trading away the position player that is a freak athlete Walcott, I mean, we dreamed about this the other night. Walcott and Cauley up the middle, short and second base. That is a dream combination if Cam Cauley continues his rise and development. You have those two dudes up the middle, Cam Cauley and Sebastian Walcott. That is a top-tier athletic tandem. Yeah, look, I think Scarborough has probably 2 or 3 years. Walcott, you could probably see him on the roster next year. David, I'm with you, though. The comment was, I don't trust CY. I don't really trust, like, a ton right now, if I'm being honest with you guys. I've got some trust issues right now. I've got some trust issues with CY, with Skip, with some guys on the roster. I've got some trust issues, man. What are we going to do with Seager? Hope he gets healthy. We are going to hope that that dude gets healthy. Hey, Nappy Boy Radio, appreciate you, man. And I'm glad you got to see that. That's special, brother. Appreciate you hanging out, man. Thank you. I mean, Walcott can learn other positions. Yeah, he can. But I think that he's a very natural Corey Seager replacement at shortstop. But if Zeke is a guy that you want to keep around long-term, yeah, he could definitely continue to man shortstop. You could throw Walcott over at third base. Man, you know, JJ, God bless him. He has had a great year with the bat. I am very ready to move on from JJ at third base. And I just don't know what you do with Josh. I was going back and forth with somebody in a positive way on X about this. I don't know what you do with Josh Young. The glove has been really bad this year. And if we're being honest, Josh Young's miscue today really was costly. I mean, it made Evo throw about an inning's worth more of pitches. Maybe if that little miscue by Young doesn't happen in whatever it was, whatever inning that was, maybe Evo's fresher for the 7th and he's able to get out of that. I don't know if the Rangers really want to have Josh Young as their long-term third baseman, man. You would love to get more athletic at third base. And look, I'm not trying to be a hater. I know that I get accused of that when it comes to the youngster, but I want to get more athletic at third base, man. The glove has been bad. Josh Young is not super quick, not super fast or speedy. You would love to get more athletic down at the hot corner. Keep the bat, maybe. I mean, I don't know what you do with it, though. Some people are saying move him to first base. I'd look DH, but you got Foscue. There's kind of some tricky things going on with Josh Young. I know he's a fan favorite. I like him. I've got the bobblehead like literally right behind my head here. Josh Young is great, but I just wonder, do the Rangers really want to put JJ at the hot corner for the next 3 years? I mean, you're seeing what Young looks like right now at third base. I don't know how old he is. Is he late 20s? How old is Josh Young now? 27, 28? Is he younger than that? He's 28. Like, he's about to hit his 30s here in a second, and this is what you're getting from him at third base. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. They don't trust Foscue at third, though. They don't trust Foscue really anywhere on the left side. They will like only play him at second, or I think maybe first a little bit last year. They don't really trust him. They really don't. No way. I don't think they're trading Scarborough for anybody but like a Scooble. Like the Scarborough, I think, would be the piece that the Tigers would want in a Scooble trade. I don't think you're trading Scarborough for anybody but a top arm. I really don't. So look, let's make it very clear. If you're trading Walcott or you're trading Scarborough, you know, a name like Scooble better be on the other end. You're not giving up your top prospect for Michael Wacha. No disrespect to Wacha. Or Seth Lugo. No disrespect to Lugo. Yeah, AJ, he did. And look, Josh Young, again, he's had a great year with the bat. Two things can be true at one time. He's having a great year with the bat. He's not giving you a lot in any other area. Defensively, he's one of the worst third basemen in the league. DRS, I believe, is about a -9 or 10. So that means he's actually cost Texas 10 runs versus saving Texas 10 runs. It's one of the worst DRSs in baseball. Like, his defense this year has been terrible. And even he would tell you that. I'm glad that he's hitting well. I am curious what the Rangers are going to do long term at the third base position. He's almost 30 years old. He's 28 right now. His birthday looks like February, so next year he'll be 29 going into the 27 season. Another year of wear and tear on that body. I'm just not seeing hot corner in his long-term future. I didn't want to say this because I didn't want people coming for me, but look, I wholeheartedly agree with this sentiment. I know he's a fan favorite, and it'll piss a lot of Rangers fans off to even bring it up, but I do think if there's a possible way that you could find a good match, a good trade partner, you upgrade, they upgrade, you might have to move on from Josh eventually. He's got years of control left. Unless you want to convert him to a first baseman and get rid of Berger, or you want to get rid of Foscue and let Young just be your lefty DH raker, I don't think you want to continue to have Josh Young be your everyday third baseman. Maybe he improves. Maybe he gets in the lab next year and he totally revamps. He is a little bit injury prone too. That's a comment from TikTok. I do agree. He is a little injury prone. But, I mean, you look at how he moves and you look at the body. It's definitely a little bit in the back of my mind concerning. We'll see what they do. Wouldn't be surprised if Young was traded in the next year or so Walcott can play third because Seager won't move. They really need to tell Siegs, with all due respect, they need to tell Seager to kick rocks when it comes to the playing other positions. Dude, kick rocks. Like, we love you. We love what you did in 2023. My brother, kick rocks. You're playing a different position. That doesn't mean we don't value you. That doesn't mean that you're not a franchise legend. Kick rocks. With respect. Like, they should not and they cannot let Corey Seager dictate how they are going to operate with the infield. They need to do what's best for the club, not what's best for Corey. And look, I don't think this is even that controversial. It's better for Corey Seager to not play shortstop all the time. It's very much in play. Once Jock Peterson's contract expires, you've now got your DH spot wide open. And you can DH Nimmo. You can DH Seager. And you can still have Foscue up to be your lefty killer. But next year, by the way, I don't think they're picking up Jock's mutual option. Do you? I don't think there's any chance they're picking up $18.5 million in a potential strike year for Jock Peterson. Like, I don't think there's any way. To be clear, Joshua, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Josh says we look better without Corey. Not going to lie. I can't disagree, but I do think this team is still better with Corey on it. But where I would love Corey right now is in a role where he's DHing. That's why I kind of threw out, do you trade Jock Peterson? Get some value out of him, and then you open up the DH spot. You have DH flexibility when there's a right-handed starter. Again, you can DH Seager. You can DH Nimmo. You can DH some of those lefty bats that we have when you don't have a Jock Peterson DH-only platoon player. That's why I don't think a trade for Jock is the worst thing in the world, regardless of how well he's played. I know, again, another idea that's probably going to piss some people off, but, like, seriously, I think that you have to consider what can you get out of Jock and what that might open up for your team when it comes to Corey Seager, when it comes to Nimmo, who's also aging. I'd love that. I would love that. Teams do not want the Rangers to be buyers. Explain, Ethan. Scooble for Scarborough straight up is not happening. You'd probably have to throw in like Scarborough, maybe Josh Smith. You'd have to throw in some other pieces, but I think Scarborough and Smith for Scooble is a good like starting point, but you're going to have to add more players. Like you're going to have to add more. I don't even know if the Tigers are going to sell him. It's tough. Like think about what the Angels did with Ohtani. I mean, we know the Angels, you know, they just fired their GM, but the Angels aren't the best run organization. The Angels held on to Ohtani and weren't able to bring him back. You wonder if the Tigers are going to have that mentality, like we're keeping him and we're going to try everything we can to re-sign him. I mean, if the Rangers were to sell, they definitely would have a lot of people very happy to call CY and inquire. You know, think DeGrom. You'd have a ton of teams calling for Jacob DeGrom. Ton of teams. Tomorrow, Astros series. We are going to preview a little bit of the game, and then we're going to sign off for the night pretty quickly afterwards. By the way, Rangers are in first place. If you didn't realize or didn't pick up on that, Mariners did lose. Rangers pull into first. Astros not too far behind. And the Astros today were off, I believe. Looks like Astros didn't play. A's lost 4-1 to the Tigers. Okay. So we're good. And so how the standings read going into the Silver Boot. You got the Rangers half game up. They are 2 games up on the Astros. It's a huge series, man. Astros, they, put belt to butt, and they could be in first place at the end of this. Astros are on a, looks like 5-5 streak here. They've won 5 of their last 10, so nothing crazy. But of course, the Astros series earlier this year, back in May, was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. You hope it goes a lot better. Tomorrow, Quantrill on the mound against Hunter Brown. I told you guys, I don't know how great I feel about the Astros series. All I can hope is that baseball gets weird and we win a couple of games, shockingly. But you're looking at Hunter Brown versus Cal Quantrill in game 1. I don't know who feels great about that, but I don't. I don't feel great about Quantrill versus Hunter Brown, game 1. Berger does love hitting Hunter Brown. He's 5 for 10 with 2 bombs against him. Evan Carter's 3 for 6. Ezequiel Duran 2 for 8. Elias Diaz 0 for 3. Higgy 2 for 6. Jungle Cat 154 batting average in 13 ABs. Langford 1 for 13 lifetime. Yikes. Lopez 0 for 5. Nimmo 1 for 6. Osuna 1 for 4. Jock Peterson 2 for 7. Bit of a mixed bag there. Good to see Evan Carter and Jake Berger with some good numbers against him. Man, it would be fun if you could get both those guys going out of the ballpark tomorrow night. It feels like that's what you're going to need. Like, remember when we beat Hunter Brown last year? It was like a 2-1 game. And I think Berger hit the home run into the Rangers. He went oppo. I'm remembering this game now. And I think the Rangers ended up winning like 2-1 against Hunter Brown. That's probably what you're going to need. Although I do think that the Rangers had like DeGrom or Eovaldi that game, if I'm not mistaken. We do need to stop pitching to Yordan Alvarez. I would be a fan of that. I mean, look, even bases empty, I think you got to be very careful with that guy. That's all I'll say. Cal Quantrill against the Stros. Allen, 0 for 4. Altuve, 4 for 16 with the homer. Yordan Alvarez, 1 for 7 against Cal Quantrill, but the 1 is a home run. DeCenso, 0 for 1. Diaz, catcher, 3 for 6 with the bomb. Matthews, 0 for 1. Paredes, 0 for 8. Shoemake, 0 for 1. Smith, 2 for 4. Trammell, 0 for 2. Vasquez, the catcher, 5 for 10. Wade Jr., 3 for 8. Christian Walker, 444 batting average and 18 ABs with 2 bombs. So here's the read. Look out for Jordan because, obviously. Look out for Christian Walker. Vasquez, the catcher, as well. Both catchers are hitting 500. You can only play one of them, though. Yeah, it's definitely not my most favorite matchup. I will say that. I will be thrilled if the Rangers can get a win tomorrow. Appreciate the follow, by the way. Thank you so much. AJ, appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the comments today, dude. You were awesome. A lot of good stuff. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about the game tomorrow, but again, baseball is a beautiful sport. Sometimes the pitching matchup is not indicative of the final result and vice versa. And so you definitely have that possibility that things get a little crazy and the Rangers end up winning. But on paper, not my favorite matchup in the world. We'll say that. Not my most favorite matchup. Yeah, 10 straight. Losing the silver boot again would be painful. I will say this. Clearly, the Rangers won the World Series losing the silver boot. And so you're not going to hear me hop on here after a silver boot L. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I'll knock on wood. Francisco, appreciate the gift, man. Not needed, much appreciated. But nevertheless, I definitely am not going to say the season is over if the Rangers don't win this series. However, it would go a long way and create a lot of goodwill if they did. I'll gladly take 2 wins as well, Nate. Thanks for hanging out. Gladly take it. Langford in left field tomorrow. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Langford in left field tomorrow makes a ton of sense. Absolutely. Man, I'm so glad they won this game. What would we be talking about right now had they not won this game? Like, seriously. I can't even believe it, y'all. That's the swings that we're in right now. Imagine what this live would have been like had they lost today. Oh my goodness. Skip's head, that's hilarious. Yeah, would not have been a fun presser for Skip, that's for sure. Would not have been a fun presser for him. It'll probably happen with Carter if the back continues to struggle, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, y'all, I'm hopping off. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow. Tejas night at the ballpark. I'll put out a video sometime tomorrow morning or early afternoon. Maybe a couple. I don't know. We'll see what I can get to. Maybe I'll put out a couple. But thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It was a ton of fun. Appreciate all y'all and all the great comments. Man, I don't take any of that for granted. All the ways that you guys support the show means a lot. And so thank you for continuing to do it. We will hopefully be talking about another Rangers win tomorrow night. That's the plan, and we're sticking to it. But it's been fun. Let's do it. Let's do it tomorrow, and then hopefully Saturday, Sunday can go just as well. All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see you soon. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.